Hi, second grade turtles. Welcome to math class. Today is Thursday, October 15th, 2020. And here are two ways that you can write that date. Today's essential question is, how do you compare three-digit numbers? So that's our topic, comparing numbers. We started doing that yesterday with our word problems. Today we're going to do the same kind of thing, but now use some symbols to help us compare numbers. So we have three symbols. First, looking over here, we have less than. It kind of looks like an L, but turned. So this is less than. If we see this symbol, we read it as less than. We know this sign, this means equal, but if we see this sign in comparing numbers, we would say equal to. And that means they're the same. And last, this symbol, it's just like the first one, but flipped. If we see this sign, we say greater than. So for example, I have two numbers, 345 and 342. I can draw both these numbers with base 10 blocks with my quick pictures. And then I can look at these to try to compare them. We start by looking at the biggest place. So in this case, that's the hundreds place. So we can see that both these numbers have 300. So then we have to look at the next place. Both have 4 tens. Now we look at the ones place. There's more ones on this side. So that means 345 is greater than 342. Let's try this together in your book. Open to page 101. So we're going to read a problem and then draw quick pictures. There are 125 butterflies and 132 birds at the park. Were there more butterflies or more birds at the park? So there was 125 butterflies and 132 birds. Let's draw the quick pictures. And notice how I made sure that my pictures weren't smushed together, that I could tell that they are two separate numbers. Okay, so now we can see that there's 100 for both, okay? And on this side, there's 2 tens. On this side, there's 3 tens. Oop, we stop right there. That tells us, the tens place tells us that 132 is the bigger number. So what we would write is 125 is less than 132. So that means if 125 is less than 132, that means that there were more birds at the park. Look at the next page. Model and draw. Use place value to compare numbers. So to see which numbers are bigger or smaller. Start by looking at the digits in the greatest place value first. And over here we have our handy dandy symbols with what we say when we read the symbols. So for this first example, we look at the hundreds place first. We can already see that that bottom number has 1 extra 100. So we can see that right here. 400s is less than 500s. So that means that 483 is less than 570. Okay, let's look at the second one. Our hundreds place is the same. Our tens place, we can see that this 10 there's one extra. So the hundreds are equal, but 5 tens is greater than 4 tens, which means 352 is greater than 346. Okay, let's try these together. The directions say, compare the numbers. Write greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, looking at our hundreds place first, we can see that this top number has one more 100. So that means this number is the bigger number. 239 is greater than 179. Okay, let's look at number 2. 435 and 437. You might see right away our hundreds place is the same, our tens place is the same, but in our ones place, this number is bigger. So read this, 435, 437. What symbol should we use? Less than, because 435 is 2 less than 437. Number 3, we have 764 and 674. Remember, we look at the greatest place values, the hundreds place. And which one's bigger? This one. So that means that 764 is greater than 674. $519, 572. We can see our hundreds place is the same. So then we can look at our tens place. And there are more tens in this second number. So that is our greater number. 519, 572. Remember, our symbol should open up to the bigger number. It should open up to the bigger number. So this reads 519 is less than 572. On the next page, I want to look at number 6. We have 821, 821. Our hundreds, tens, and ones place is the same. It's the same number. What symbol do we write? We write the equal sign, and we read that as is equal to. 821 is equal to 821. Down at the bottom, it says write a 3-digit number in the box that makes the comparison true. So it has one number and a symbol. We need to figure out what we could write in the other box. 526 is less than blank. In this box, you need to write any number, any 3-digit number that is bigger than 526. So go ahead and write one. I just chose a random bigger number, 978. Looking at number 13, blank is greater than 782. So now in this box, we need to write a number that's greater than 782. So I chose 783. For the rest of these problems on this page, you can do these as extra practice. Looking at the next page, our last problem we'll do together is number 15. It says solve, write or draw to explain. Mrs. York has 300 red stickers, 50 blue stickers, and 8 green stickers. Mr. Reed has 372 stickers. Who has more stickers? All right, I'm going to draw those. So here's Mrs. York's. 300 red, 50 blue, 8 green. And then Mr. Reed has 372. So now we can look at this picture and we can see that if we add Mrs. York's together, we have 358. And Mr. Reed, 372. We can see that the hundreds place is the same, but in the tens place, Mr. Reed has 2 extra tens. So that means 358 is less than 372. But again, that's not what the question asks us. It's asking us who has more stickers. So who has more? Mr. Reed has more stickers. All right, second grade, thank you for learning with me. Go ahead and look at Seesaw to see what pages for you to practice today. And there's also a fun Go Noodle video that's like a dance sing-along all about comparing numbers.